Uh, is it live? I don't know if it's live. Mm, I don't know. I don't know if it's live. Let's find out. I don't know what's going on. I literally never have an idea of what's happening. Right, where? Go to channel. Mhm. Oh, is this in me right now? Hold on. I don't know what's happening. What is happening? Uh oh. Something happened. Hmm. Okay. Wait. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's happening. Mm. Oh, that's me right now. Here I am. I'm so smart. I know what's happening. Okay. So, welcome. So, what we're going to do, because I can never seem to get my life together, and apparently other people are not as interested in learning about their country as I am. Well, actually, that's not true. They all want to know different things about their country, which pretty much mm, it equals out to what we're doing right now, but they want to go a different way. So my insane ass is gonna go this way. Uh, and we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see which one of us gets successful first. It probably will not be me because, well, people like me just don't get famous. It don't happen. We're too weird. But either way it goes, I still want to know what happened. I want to know all the word magic that was involved in making this wonderful place that I live in. Because we all need to know word magic. Word magic is how we got in this damn mess in the first place. And being how we are, naive, even though we don't think we are, obviously we are because we don't even pay attention and realize that the documents that run our country are written by enemies of our country. And we're too naive to notice it, you know. Be think you're as boss as you are. Read the Constitution. What does it say to you? It says this is a bad document. This is how the Democrats cheat. This is why they know exactly what they're doing and why everyone thinks that they are going against what it says when no, if you read it, it's exactly what it says. They are doing exactly what it says. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do this also was because people really need to know word magic. They really need to know what these people are doing to them. Okay. I live here too, so they're doing it to me too. But, I'm almost 97% crippled. So they can't really do much more to me than they've already done. So it is what it is. uh, anyway, 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 let's do this. I've done this once before. James Madison, read about James Madison, but this guy is highly important all throughout the writing of almost every single document that runs our country has this man's signature on it, and this is a bad man. And I'm going to show you. I am going to show you. Not with great pictures or with a wonderful story to tell you all about this man. No, I'm going to read you the paper and give you my opinion. And you may form your own opinion right along with me. You may have the same opinion, you may have a different opinion, but at least think about it. Think about what I'm saying about what this paper is saying about this guy. And we're going to look at his picture and we're going to make judgments off his facial features. Because remember, when these people had their portraits taken, that look was one they wanted you to know. That's how they wanted you to see them, was how they took these portraits. Do you know how still you have to stand for a portrait? Those faces are very, very, very much on purpose. It's something to pay attention to. So, without further ado, press like and subscribe and come along with me and let's form our own opinions on how America was built and by who. Let's find out. This coffee is absolutely terrible. See, this is why I need a co host because this coffee is fucking terrible. Somebody should be taking over for me right now so I can get new coffee. Oh my God, what am I doing? Okay. Screen. James Madison. Share. Okay. Hold on. We're doing stuff right now. Bam. Doing stuff. Okay. So let's look at this portrait real quick while we got it up here. Wait. Wait. No. Shut up with that. There we go. Well, how the hell do you see his face? Can you not see his face? What the hell? You cannot see his face. That's terrible. Look, I don't even know why they would be like, hey, here's a face of this guy you can't see. Okay. Anyway, he wants you to see he's scowling. Look, there's a younger picture of this man, and I cannot find it anywhere. But the younger James Madison looks like Malfoy's dad from Harry Potter. He looks just like Malfoy's dad. I don't remember his name. Lucius. I don't know. It should be Lucius. Mm. He was a very handsome fellow. Anyway, he wants you to see he's stern and serious. He plays no games. This guy. Okay. So, his name is James Madison. Okay. And this was an oil painting by a guy called Asher in 1833 for the Historical Society. So this purposeful face, it's Historical Society. He wants you to see he's stern, he's serious, he plays no games, and he's got one hell of a hairline. This is good. Okay. So also he has two birthdays. We haven't got to it yet. But he has two birthdays. They're like 8 days apart or something. But anyway, he was the fourth president. But we are paying attention to him long before there's even a presidential future. So here we go. His name is James Madison Jr. He doesn't have a middle name. Why? Okay. But he was born March 16th or March 5th. So either way, I think he would be a Cancer, right? And I think he's a Capricorn. I don't remember. But anyway, he's one of the ones that starts with a C. And he died on June 28th, 1836. Okay, 1751. How many years is that? How do you math? I don't know. Okay, so his AKA is also his regular name. So he didn't have like a nickname. He's like, my name's JM. What's up, my lady? Mm, okay. What is he best known for? Look, look. See what I'm saying? He looks like Malfoy's dad. Okay. He was born in Port Conway, Virginia, and he died in Montpelier, Virginia. He was the fourth president of the United States, 1809 to 1817, and one of the founding fathers of his country at the Constitutional Convention 1787. Uh, okay, he was fourth president and one of the founding fathers of his country at the Constitutional Convention 1787. He influenced and planning and ratification. He influenced the planning and ratification of the Constitution. Okay, first off, he wrote all the documents before there was even a Constitution. He wrote the Articles of Confederation and the one that was in between the Confederation and the Constitution, the Ammonopolis or whatever. He wrote all of those documents. He was there for every single one of them. And when you read about the documents, they'll say it was written by someone else. But once we get into this guy's history, he is more educated than a little bit. And he throws so much word magic into these documents that it is glaringly obvious how they cheat and how they're still cheating and how it's 100% legal because this man wrote it in the paper. He was they call it Democratic Republican. Not, this motherfucker was a Democrat. Just like right now we have Democratic Communists. Uh, hey, baby. So, yeah, he was called the Democratic Republican. Okay, so he was a Democrat and he wrote all of this word magic into this paper because he knows ain't nobody gonna go along with this bullshit. And as a matter of fact, they did not, which is how we got the Bill of Rights in the first place, because he was not gonna give a Bill of Rights. He had to be forced to do a Bill of Rights by a lot of the states, because a lot of the states saw the word magic in this and they were like, man, we'll be totally fucked. We have to sign this, but we'll be so screwed. Okay, well, we're not signing it until you write this Bill of Rights because the people count. And then for some reason, everybody forgot that the Constitution is a cheat sheet. The Bill of Rights is what matters, and you should read that really closely because, again, it was written by the guy that wrote the cheat sheet. I've never read the Bill of Rights. I tried to, but I got to like the fourth one with my friend Misty, and we ended up talking about prison the whole time. Yeah. But I was the only one that went to prison. She only went to jail. I don't know. I told her. That's crazy. Because normally you don't get to stay in jail like for a long amount of time. You eventually have to go to prison. But I guess they sent her to jail right before the time to cut off to go to prison. I don't know. But anyway, the guy had much more to do with the Constitution. Okay. And collaborated with Hamilton and John Jay and the publication of the Federalist Papers. This was the other one. He wrote almost every article that is an American document was written by this guy because he's overeducated with nothing better to do. And not to mention, if you want to be real serious about this guy, he was a liberal and he did nothing but protest and write angry things and protest and then write these cheat sheets. This is such a bad guy. And I haven't even got to the part to where I'm even talking about yet, but I I want to make it very clear, please read these documents and pay attention to this guy because this just okay, shut up, Nikki. Come on. So he worked with Hamilton and Jay to write the federal papers. He was a new member of the House of Representatives. He sponsored the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, commonly called the Bill of Rights. He had to be forced to write those. He was not going to write them. As a matter of fact, he put his foot down for a long fucking time. But because they needed this paper constitution signed, he gave them the Bill of Rights, but it was only fucking 10 of them. And he was Secretary of State under Jefferson when the Louisiana Territory was purchased from France in 18 and the War of 1812. Oh, wait. He purchased Louisiana from France, and the War of 1812 was during his presidency. Oh, look, he looks so sick. Okay, this is probably not a purposeful face, but man, he looks so sick. He must have anemia. Oh, wasn't this about the time they were, if you were sick, you got bled out? Yeah, man, he needs color. He's wearing too much makeup. But this is probably his actual real color, though. Anyway, uh, okay, okay. Madison was born at the home of his maternal grandmother, the son and namesake of a leading Orange County landowner and squire. He maintained his lifelong home in Virginia at Montpelier, near the Blue Ridge Mountains. In 1769, he rode horseback to the College of New Jersey, Princeton University, selected for its hostility to episcopacy. He compelled the he completed the 4-year course in 2 years, finding time also to demonstrate against England and to lampoon members of a rival literary society and revolvers. Overwork produced several years of leptoid hysteria. Oh, yeah, he had epilepsy. Yeah, that's why he looks sick up there. Because, yeah, I have that epilepsy. Yeah, I don't have hysteria, though. And I definitely don't have premonitions of early death, which he didn't die early either. But okay. Okay. But, anyways, premonitions of death, which thwarted military training but did not prevent Holmes' study of public law. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look, look. He went to a college and then he protested against other kind of teaching and other kind of writings, and anything that doesn't agree with the Democrat has to go. Book burning, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to die. I can't go to the army. I'm gonna die." He gives himself anxiety so he don't have to go to military. This is such a liberal. But then he's like, "No, I'm just gonna stay in college and just, you know, change the world." But he studied public law mixed with early advocacy of independence, 1774, and furious denunciation of the imprisonment of nearby dissenters from the established Evangelical Church. Madison never became a church member, but in maturity, he expressed preference for Unitarianism. New World Order. See what I'm saying? This is the bad guy. He rails against England, but only because England doesn't want to be one. But I thought the whole reason England even went to America was so they could have more land. See, how are you going to try to start your own country, but then be like, no, everything's got to be one? Everything's got to be together. But we're in our own country and we follow our own rules. This is a bad guy. His health improved and he was elected to Virginia's 1776 Revolutionary Convention, where he drafted the state's guarantee of religious freedom, except for he hated all the other religions and he wanted to fight them. Like, how? How is this even a thing? No one knows. But then something tells me this might have been a trap so he could get them all in one place. What the fuck? He's like, I hate these other churches up here, but we need the freedom because I want to fight them. In the convention, turned legislator, he helped Jefferson disestablish the church. He helped Jefferson disestablish the church, but lost re-election by refusing to furnish the electors with whiskey. After 2 years on the governor's council, he was sent to the Continental Congress in 1780. Doesn't he die shortly after this? When does he die? I thought it just gave his death date. What the hell? What the fuck? I swear to God, it said when he died a minute ago. Oh, yeah, 1836. Okay. So he died a little bit after that. Mhm. Yeah, he died 6 years later. Okay. That's right. He was short and evil. Okay. At 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed about 100 pounds. He was small boned, boyish in appearance, and weak of voice. He waited 6 months before taking the floor, but strong actions belied his mild demeanor. He rose quickly to leadership against the devotees of state sovereignty. See, look, look, he does not want to take the power from federal government. He is a bad guy. He rose quickly to leadership against the devotees of state sovereignty and enemies of Franco US collaboration and peace negotiations, contending also for the establishment of the Mississippi as a Western territorial boundary and the right to navigate that river through its Spanish held delta, defending Virginia's charter, its charter title to the vast Northwest against states that held no claim to Western territory and whose major motive was to validate barrel of rum purchases from Indian tribes. Madison defeated the land speculators by persuading Virginia to cede the Western lands to Congress as national heritage. Right. So he's like, no, we need to take this because all the money. Oh my God. This guy's too smart for his own britches. Nope. Okay. So the like Madison must have been like, eminent domain. You need all the money. You know, this is gonna be like Waco, Texas before Waco, Texas. It's gonna be probably around the time that a couple of Democrats went to the Indians and gave them measles so we could just eminent domain their land. Something. Whatever. Following the ratification of the Articles of Confederation in 1781, what happened to 1776? Because if there's no constitution by 1781 and they're still on the first set of rules, then what happened in 1776? I don't know, but okay. Madison undertook to strengthen the union by asserting implied power in Congress to enforce financial requisitions upon the state's military coercion. This move failing, he worked unceasingly for an amendment conferring power to raise revenue and wrote an eloquent address adjuring the states to avert national disintegration by ratifying the submitted article, the Chevalier de Lausanne. French minister wrote that Madison was regarded as the man of the soundest judgment in Congress because he was the one that was super educated, super word magic. He did nothing but write protest and read. He was a natural problem starter. That's why he was so good at this stuff. Because it's in his blood to be an asshole. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't trust him. And you'll see as we go reading, there's a lot of people that didn't trust this guy because he's a snake. But he's good at words. Okay. See what's happening. Uh, okay. A glance. At a glance, the Madison presidency. I'm a super serious guy. Here's where we're getting into the bullshit. Okay. I don't. Okay. The father of the Constitution. Look, I am a really serious guy. Yo, what kind of nose is that, though? You know who's got a nose like that? Triple H from wrestling. Yep. Okay. Okay. Re entering the Virginia legislature in 1784, Madison. Are you done moving? Thank you. I'm doing something. Okay. Madison defeated Patrick Henry's bill to give financial support to teachers of the Christian religion to avoid the political effect of his extreme nationalism. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Shut up. What? Wait a minute. Re entering the Virginia legislature in 84, Madison defeated Patrick Henry's bill to give financial support to teachers of the Christian religion to avoid what what is happening? Wow, like really? Like, here we go. Okay. So, Patrick Henry had a bill to give Christian teachers financial support, and Madison beat that to avoid the political effect of okay to 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 avoid the political effect of his extreme nationalism. No, he just said he was in a utilitarianism over. See, now listen, Mr. John Smith goes, I am trying to read this, knock it off. Look, John Smith goes, we've been doing good. But up there a second ago, it said he was Unitarianism or whatever that word is. And that means New World Order. But then down here, it's saying it was extreme nationalism. No, no, it wasn't. He persuaded the states' right advocate, Tyler, to sponsor the calling of the Monopolis Convention of 1786, which, aided by Madison's influence, produced the Constitutional Convention. Right. He had something to do with all of the American documents, and they trusted his word above all the other words. But again, a lot of people didn't want to sign these papers until he conceded stuff because a lot of people were just as smart as him. And they say he's a nationalism, but he did not want to give states their own rights. Nationalism. That would be taking away. No, no, it wouldn't. Nationalism is what? Loving your nation, right? Does that mean like it's your nation without like the individual states because you wouldn't have a nation without that? So maybe that's not what that means. But either way it goes, I don't know. I he cannot be two things in the same paper. Like he just you can't be two things. You can't go, I want a new world order, but I love my country. Hey, you can't do that. Okay. There, his large, there, his, ver- why? Why does it keep moving like that? Why? Okay. There, his Virginia or large estate put forward through Governor Edmund Randolph furnished the basic framework and guiding principles of the Constitution, earning him title, earning him the title, the father of the Constitution. Madison believed keenly in the value of a strong government in which power was well controlled because it was well balanced among the branches. Hold on. Balanced. Delegate William Pierce of Georgia wrote, in the management of every great question, Madison always comes forward the best informed man of any point in debate. Pierce called him a a gentleman of great modesty with a remarkable sweet temper. He is easy, unreserved among his acquaintances, and has a most agreeable style of conversation. He was a liberal with class, an original liberal, because they used to be good people. They were smart. They were assholes, but they were decent. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with them now, but they used to be good people. Madison took day by day notes of debates at hold on. Madison took day by day notes of debates at the Constitutional Convention, which furnished only the only comprehensive history of the proceedings. Something is happening. I don't remember what, but it's okay. Go. Mm. I wish this would quit moving like that. To promote ratification, he collaborated with Hamilton and John Jay in newspaper publication of the Federalist Papers. Madison wrote 29 out of 85, which became which became the standard commentary on the Constitution. His influence produced ratification by Virginia and led John Marshall to say, if eloquence included persuasion by convincing, Mr. Madison was the most eloquent man I ever heard. That's some pretty tight. That that is pretty interesting. Uh, man. But again, it's talking about that he's good at words and words matter. He's good at words and words matter. Hi, buddy. Mhm. There we go. Okay. Look, I know where I'm at. Okay. Here we go. The fuck is happening? Here we go. Okay. And this says, shit, hold on. Elected to the new House of Representatives, Madison sponsored the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, placing emphasis and debate on freedom of religion, speech, press. His leadership in the House caused the Massachusetts Congressman Fisher Ames to call him our first man. Came to an end when he, hold on, it caused the congressman to call him our first man. Okay, but anyways, this leader in the ship in the house came to an end when he split with Secretary of the Treasury Hamilton over methods of funding war debts. Hamilton's aim was to strengthen the national government by something, strengthen government by cementing men of wealth to it. Madison thought sought to protect the interests of revolutionary veterans. Liberal. Hamilton's victory turned Madison into a strict constructionist of the congressional power to appropriate for the general welfare. He denied the existence of implied power to establish a national bank to aid the Treasury. Later, as president, he asked for and obtained a bank as almost a necessity for that purpose, but he contended that it was constitutional only because Hamilton's bank had gone without a constitutional challenge. Unwilling to admit error was a lifelong characteristic. The break over funding split Congress into Madisonian and Hamiltonian factions, with Fisher Ames now calling Madison a desperate party leader, the original Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, who enforced a discipline as severe as the Prussian. Madisonians turned into Jeffersonians after Jefferson, having returned from France, became Secretary of State. Yeah, so they are Democrats. Madisonians are Democrats, liberals. That's what they do. All the bad guys like to pretend they were good guys in history because nobody wants to be seen as a bad guy. How, how long have I been on here? I have no idea. Um, it doesn't say, does it? It doesn't say. I don't know. Hold on. It doesn't even say. I don't know. It doesn't say how long I've been doing this. How do I even find out? This way? Some way. A different way. Oh, I've been on here almost an hour. Okay. Well, we're gonna try to do stuff. Where's I at? Okay. Now, in 1794, Madison married a widow, Dolly Payne Todd. Dolly Madison, a handsome, buxom, vivacious Quaker, 17 years his junior, who rejected church discipline and loved social activities. Her husband, her first husband, died in the yellow fever epidemic the previous year. She periodically served as official hostess for Jefferson, who was a widower. As Madison's wife, she became a fixture at soirees, usually wearing colorful feathered turban, usually wearing a colorful feathered turban, an elegant dress, or ornamented with jewelry and furs. She may have, she said to have created the role of First Lady as a political partner of the president, although that label did not come into use till much later. An unpretentious woman, she ate heartily, gambled, r- roughed her face, rogued, rude, rouge, Rouge River. Is that how you spell rouge? Rouge. I guess she put blush on her face a lot and took snuff. uh, the Wednesday drawing rooms that she instituted for the public added to her popularity. She earned the nation's undying gratitude for rescuing a Gilbert Stuart portrait of George Washington in 1814, just ahead of the British troops who put the torch to the White House in 1812. Madison left Congress in 97, disgusted by John Jay's treaty with England. Why you were just his friend when he was like all blathering about that other place? You're like, oh yeah. And your New World Order, James Madison. Why wouldn't you? And this treaty with England, I think Benjamin Franklin had something to do with that also. Probably because they gave him a lot of women that would flirt on him. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway. But, anyways, he was disgusted by John Jay's treaty with England, which frustrated his program of commercial retaliation against the wartime oppression of U.S. Maritime Congress. Cover the commerce. So John Jay was fucking with the black market money. Okay. The Alien and Sedition Acts of 1798 inspired him to draft the Virginia resolutions of that year, denouncing those statutes as violations of the First Amendment. Here you go. The first unconstitutional problem. Okay, so let's see. The Alien and Sedition Act of 98 inspired him to draft Virginia resolutions denouncing those statutes as violations of the First Amendment and affirming the right and duty of the states to interpose for arresting the progress of evil, carefully worded to mean less legally than they seemed to threaten. They forced him to spend his octogenarian years combating South Carolina's interpretation as what does any of this mean? Octogenarian. Octo. So his 80s, spend his 80s combating. Let's find out. Yeah, huh. A person who is between 80 and 89 years old. Yep. Okay. So he spent his 80s combating South Carolina's interpretation as a sanction of state power to nullify federal law. Okay, we definitely definitely need to look up this. The Alien and Sedition Acts. How they get around this shit right now. Written in the Constitution. The people that we call illegal aliens, they call them migrants because that makes them legal. Again, it makes them bringing them across the border legal as long as they can pay for them, which is why they give them our tax dollars because it's legal. But I don't know. Again, like I said, this Constitution. But there we go. That's what we got on James Madison so far. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's all we're getting on James Madison because this is a guy to pay attention to because this guy wrote every single document that has to do with America. And this is a very sad, sick, evil man who's got Napoleon complex. Anyway, I don't know that to be sure, but again, I don't know that to be sure. But I do know it is 11:45 and I am really tired. My coffee's almost gone. My coffee's almost gone. And I need to go cuddle with my kitties and give my pillows some head and my sheets some ass. So, have the greatest night ever. Have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so very much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe because tomorrow morning we start a new book and I have more great animal videos. So, well, animal shorts, not really videos, but they're shorts and they are very cute. So, come back tomorrow for those. And I will see you then. I love you so much. Bye.